Hi there. My name is Silvio Estevez. People call me Pastor Sil. Thank you so much for considering me for your position at St. Andrews. I'm actually excited about this. And you sent me some questions here. Good ones, by the way. Let's start. The first one says, please share your personal faith journey and what drew you into ministry. My faith journey was a long one. Sadly, I do not have one of those road to Damascus type of story to tell you. God never appeared to me, never whispered in my ears or anything like that. I wish it did, but it wasn't like that. Most of the people that I know, they are either like second, third, fourth, fifth generation Reformed, but it wasn't my case at all. So I tell them they are Reformed because that's the religion that their parents chose for them, or grandparents or whatever. It was not my case. I am in a Reformed faith because I love it. I love being a Presbyterian minister. My journey was long because seminary was super hard too. I began preparing for my call. I mean, first I had to work 2 jobs for years, so I would have enough money for divinity school. I don't come from means, so it was up for me and my wife to save the money, and so I could go to school again. I began my studies in the spring of 2009, and I only finished in the fall of 2019, so it was a long one. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm bad at school. That was not the case. It was long because life happened in between. There was financial issues. There was work issues. There was a death in my family. My dad passed away. I mean, all sorts of challenges, to the point that for a while there, I was, especially at the end, I was thinking that God wanted to stop me of becoming a minister. By that I mean that I had to, like Jacob, I had to fight an angel to become a fully ordained minister. But here I am, and I'm loving every minute of it. I feel that doing ministry brings the best in me. I'm a decent preacher. I love discipleship. I love community outreach. I love visiting people, and I don't mind listening to their stories. So it came to a point, just to make this short, I understood that this was not just something I wanted to do. This was something I am called to do. So I guess that's why it feels good to be doing it. Back to the faith journey question. I think that to be a Christian, not only a Christian minister, but to be a Christian, it's quite challenging in the world that we live today. And if you want to strive being a good Christian, you need some good people to walk alongside you. And that's what I seek. I just seek to be the best person that I can be to the people that I serve. And I hope them to be their best too. Usually, it's me that gain a lot more from the people that I meet than them gain from me. It's weird that way, but it's lovely though. And of course, when I say good people, I don't mean like self-righteous people. I just mean people like me that is a sinner in need of grace, in constant need of grace. All right. What draws you to applying to this post in Belgium at St. Andrews? How would you fit in your existing career? What do you hope to achieve in your ministry in Brussels? How long do you think you would be happy to stay in Belgium? And are you considering other positions? All right. So let me begin by answering if I am currently considering other positions. And the answer is no, I'm not. This is the only church that I'm applying for. If I'm being honest here, I want to tell you that I'm really happy where I am right now. I have the privilege of being the pastor for, to some wonderful people. You probably know that already, but besides being a Presbyterian minister, I'm also pastoring a equal size, although part-time, but a Lutheran church right now, and And sometimes my wife and I, we feel overwhelmed by all the love that we get from these people. They're just amazing. It's just unbearable sometimes because, we feel like we cannot reciprocate what we get from them. But it's the truth. I don't want to deceive you. I do want to say that it will be super hard to say goodbye. And I don't know. I'm sorry. But the thing is, if I am so happy where I am, you must be asking yourself right now, what's wrong? Why do you want to come here to Belgium? And to be honest with you, it's kind of weird here right now. Now, you watch the news. You don't need me to explain to you what's going on in America right now. And I honestly don't think you will get better. We have 3 years ahead, years of challenge. I work here in a religious visa. I'm not sure if it's getting renewed or not. And a couple of years ago, getting that visa renewed would not be an issue at all. But these days, we just don't know. We don't know. We spoke with our immigration lawyer, and she doesn't know either. So it's kind of weird here right now. And to the point that my wife and I, we don't feel at home anymore. And that's the truth. So one of the reasons that I'm applying for St. Andrews, it's because I hold a European Union passport. So that means that I do not need a visa to work in Belgium or anywhere in Europe. And that gives my wife and me some peace of mind, knowing that, I don't know, I'm really not the one to talk about politics, but I'm just a little bit frustrated right now with everything that's going on here. Now, as for the how long part of the question, my understanding was that this is a 3-year type of deal. The position is good only for 3 years, but we would stay as long as you want us, or as long as the Church of Scotland would allow me to be a minister for them. I'm not sure why of the 3 years. Maybe it's a financial thing, but we can talk more about that later. But if it is only the 3 years, fine. If you need me to stay more, assuming that everything goes well, we would stay more. It really depends how much we're gonna like each other, and hopefully we will like each other. So that's it. Although I want to say one thing to you. If after 1 year, for any reason, St. Andrews Session comes to me and say, Pastor, this was a 3 years position, but unfortunately, things are not working out the way we wanted. So then I'll leave. In my secular life, I did hire and I did fired a lot of people, so I'm okay with that. I can leave. So you don't have to worry about how long I'm gonna stay. I stay as long as the church needs me. And if for some reason, any reason whatsoever, you feel like I'm not compatible with your church, or I'm not doing a good job, or whatever reason you have, you just let me know. And listen, no hard feeling. I'll just leave. Just give me a notice so I can get my things in order, and I'll find another place. So I don't want you to be concerned about that with me. As I said, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or more than that. It's really depends in our relationship. So there you have it. All right, so to the part of why St. Andrews, Brussels. Everything about St. Andrews and Belgium excites me. You are in one of the most vibrant capitals in Europe. Not only that, but I read somewhere, possibly Wikipedia, that the population in Belgium, it's younger than the national average. Just yesterday, I was watching a video on YouTube about how the evangelical churches are growing in France right now. So, just to think about the possibilities. And besides, your church, it's created by expats. So one of the things I really hope, and correct me if I'm wrong, when, if this goes further and I get to do an interview with you, but I hope that it's in your DNA, the idea of being an international congregation, or having some sort of cross-cultural ministry, or even serving in a diverse context. That's one of the things that excites me. All right, here's my point. For me, church is not just a gathering place. It's first of all, it's a mission field, because even here in America, or before in Canada, I'm a foreigner serving in a foreign country. So that means I have a missionary heart. I love missions, and when I go to my church here, I'm actually going to my mission field, if you will. And the other thing too, every church needs to be a light to its neighborhood. In St. Andrews, if you're not that now, maybe we can become one. I don't know. Tell me what you are. Tell me what your ambitions are. And if it works out, if I think that I can be of any help for the vision that the church has right now, I want to be part of it. Especially if you see yourself to be, a beacon of light for your neighborhood, and if you're willing to explore not just being a Church of Scotland for Scots, but going further than that. I'll be excited about that for sure. All right, just not to be ambiguous, looking at your question, I think I could serve in a place where I can, I don't know, maybe help people from different backgrounds to grow together in Christ. I mean, in my mind, this is a wonderful thing. So if you share that sort of idea, then I'll be a pretty good candidate for you. All right, I must confess that I have some selfish reasons too. They're kind of silly, but I'll give you two. How about that? And the first one is this. St. Andrews is a Church of Scotland church. And for a Brazilian Presbyterian like me, it's like going back to the mothership. It's, I don't know. It's just, I know, I told you it was silly. Don't laugh at me. And my second selfish reason, it's because I lived in Quebec for about 6 years of my life. But my experience in Quebec when it comes to learning French wasn't the best one, because I worked in English. My work environment, everybody spoke English. In my school, I was taught in English at McGill University, and also the Presbyterian College in Montreal, but every class that I took was in English. And I went to church in English, so I never got to learn French properly. And I want that, and my wife wants to do that too. We both, we love the language and we want to get good at it. And living in Belgium will allow us to do that. And the best part is, I don't have to learn French with the accent from Quebec. Don't show to my friends in Quebec. But you know what I'm talking about, right? That's not real French, is it? I'm kidding. All right. How would you describe your leadership and management style? How would you work with the Kirk session and a worship team? Well, my leadership style, it's democratic. That's why I'm a Presbyterian. But I am not the guy that knows everything. I don't need to have an opinion about everything. I am a teaching elder, and I sit among colleagues, all elders in the Kirk of Session, and I do my best to help my fellow elders to come to the decisions that they need to make for the church. I'm not the big guy. I'm just one of the elders serving as the moderator. I'm there for theological questions, and I'm there to moderate the meeting. Okay, so when I was a manager in my secular jobs, my leadership style was democratic too. Not that I work in a Presbyterian organization, far from it. But here's the deal. Here's the way I felt. If I had people under me and they're just competent, they know what they're doing. I mean, my management style with them was laissez-faire, You know the job, do what you need to do. I mean, why do I need to micromanage you? Now, there was some people, they were new to the organization, they didn't know anything about it. And in that case, I was an autocrat. I told them, you do the way I'm telling you to do, until you can convince me that there's a better way to do this, and then we can change. But until that day comes, you just do the way I'm telling you to do. And no changes, no nothing. Just follow the rules. Easy like that. See, do you see my point? I mean, if you know what you're doing, go ahead. If you don't know what you're doing, let me tell you what to do. And then we meet in the middle. We vote things that I'm not sure, that you're not sure. We can discuss and see what's best. I mean, my honest to God experience with that, it's that every time that I let people to work the way they felt it was the right way, most of the time they did a superb job. They did a job that was better than me doing it, and I make sure they got the credit for, because to me, I don't need to be the big guy. I honestly do not. And I'm not saying that's just to sound humble. It's just my style. It's just the way I feel it's the right way. So there you have it. Although one more thing, what is important for me each session to know that we are all bright people called by God to take care of our little corner of the world. And I don't know, sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes we do great, but as long as we learn from the mistakes and praise God for the things we do right, that's what matters. We share the burdens and the joys together. What was the second part? Okay, as for the worship team, I honestly would have to rely on the musicians at your church to tell me what is the church likes to sing. You know, I'm not a musician. You see a keyboard here, but I bought this just to learn, and I have not been practicing. So I'm not a musician. I love music though. I want to make the services too as musical as they can be. My musician in Canada, my music director here at the Presbyterian Church in Port Charlotte, and the lady at the Lutheran Church, superb organist. They're very competent people, and they've been doing that for a long time, more time than I didn't even know the hymn books for the Presbyterian Church in Canada or the Presbyterian Church USA. I don't know the book for the Lutheran Church here. But what I do know, I have been always able to rely on very good people. And they know what they're doing, and they know what the church likes to. So let them do their work. You know, again, I don't have to have an opinion in everything. I know putting the service together, it's up to me. From time to time, I will ask them to sing a song, or you know, a song that I feel, or a hymn, not a song, a hymn that I feel that's appropriate. But other than that, I'll let them do their job, just like that. My wife tells me that I cannot even clap at church. So that's how bad I am. So I have no problem in relying on people to, you know, get the music right. All right, so number 4, how do you prepare for a Sunday service? What role do musicians, other worship leaders, and children play in the way you conduct Sunday service? All right, preparing for worship. To me, it starts every Monday. Sometimes even after I finish my second service, now I'm thinking, okay, what's the passage for next week? On Mondays, I usually rather work from my home office because I need some quiet to write. It's not that I cannot write with, you know, if there's noise around, but it's just easier if it is quiet and if you don't get interrupted all the time. For me, preparing for worship, it's a whole week type of deal. And Sunday, it's the culmination of the work that I did the whole week. You know, I make sure that by Wednesday or Thursdays, you know, the bulletins are printed. Fridays and Saturdays, I'm usually reviewing the sermon again, or I am looking at the slides. Both churches, we use the slides. I mean, it's a whole week type of deal for me. And of course here in the US, besides Christmas and Easter, we have some special occasions too, like, I don't know, 4th of July, Independence Day, or, I mean, 4th of July is Independence Day, I mean, Veterans Day. Not only the regular church service, like this morning we had All Saints Sunday, but if it is like Reformation Month, or if it is like they have here in America Black History Month, I always try to do something special so the date doesn't go unnoticed. So, I mean, we always try to do something different so it doesn't look the same every time. And it works pretty good. Like in Black History Month, when I do my Black History service, we usually do a potluck for soul food, you know, and that's delicious food here in the south of the U.S. During Reformation Month, usually we watch movies for that, you know, during the month to learn more about the reformers, things like that. So something you should know too. Now, as for the role of music and musicians, I think I already explained to you. I try to make the service as musical as possible. And as I said before, I've been blessed with competent musicians, so I don't think that's a problem there. And as for the children, that's something that is important for you to know, because if we have children at church, what I do for them is either give them a blessing or ask one of the Sunday school teachers to give them a blessing or pray for them or something like that. I like the children's time to be about the children. So if a kid wants to come and memorize a Bible verse and say it, if they want to come and do something special, I love that. I love when the children is engaged in the church activities, because what I do not like, it's the children's sermon, because I notice that usually it's just the adults enjoying and the children being bored. I much rather for the children's time to be about things that children do, rehearse and train and do, or we'll give them a blessing and send them to Sunday school right away. I know it sounds silly, but see, I do most of the service already, so I don't need another part about me doing stuff. I want people in the church to be involved. Let's see here. How do you approach pastoral care? How do you identify those in need? And are you willing to travel to more distant parishioners? All right, pastoral care. Pastoral care. All right. So I have this policy about pastoral care. If you want to receive counseling from me, I can do up to 3 times. And although I took, 2 classes of pastoral care in seminary, which is usually one more than most of the people take, I don't feel I am good at it. If you come to be counseled, I'll be happy to do that for you, honestly. But if I feel that in 3 sessions I cannot help you more, I think the really best thing that I can do is to give you a referral to a real Christian counselor or someone that actually knows what they're doing. I'm not a psychologist. I have no background on that. So I think if I send you to real professionals, I think it's better than me trying to help you. So, so I have this. I can do for 3. If we cannot find anyone to help you, I can do for maybe 3 more. But more than that, I don't think it'll be a good idea. I honestly don't. I think it's even safer for the church not to have me serving in a role about giving counseling to someone. So that's counseling. That's part of pastoral care, right? Now, as for general pastoral care, that's where I thrive. That's what I like to do. As I said before, I love listening to people. I don't mind listening to their stories, even though some people will tell me the same story 5-6 times. I still enjoy them. So no problem there at all. As for distance, that's not an issue for me. A congregant of mine that was in February. He hurt himself when he was in Miami in vacation, and that's 3 hours away from me. And I went to visit him. I drove 3 hours to Miami. There was another 3 hours to come back. I know in Europe 3 hours is a lot, but in the United States it's nothing. 3 hours, or in Canada or in Brazil, but you know, it's nothing. So yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. Sadly, after he passed away, after 10 days, I think, so I only drove once there. But I talked with the Kirk session about me traveling every week there. So just to answer your question here, how far I am willing to go. Now, you asked about how do I identify. Now, if a person comes to me, an exercise that I do is that I always try to read between the lines. If you come to me complaining about one thing, I'll try to think a little bit if what you're complaining to me about, it's really the issue. After doing some counseling, you realize that happens quite often. That the reason that people seek you sometimes is not the real reason they're seeking you. So I try to identify if I had a chance to speak with them. And of course, I'm always in every session meeting, in every deacon meeting. I don't know if you call deacons or board of managers like in Canada, but if I'm having a meeting, one of the things when it comes to Pastor Seal's corner of the meeting, what I would do every time is ask the elders and the deacons, these are my pastoral concerns. Are there more pastoral concerns that I should be aware of? And people will tell me most of the times, and then I'll seek that person and see if they want to talk about it. The St. Andrew's congregation is very diverse. Awesome. Also, politically and to a certain extent, ideologically too. I wonder which church is not like that these days. Have you ever had experience of such congregation? Yes, of course. For St. Andrew's being diverse, that was my hope. If St. Andrew's everybody sat in just one side, I don't think I'll be a good pastor there. I thrive in a diverse environment, so I hope that's what you are. All right. Boy, I guess this video is getting long. I may have to do some editing because you asked me for 30-40 minutes, but anyways. Number 7, to what extent have you integrated mission, evangelism, and growth of the congregation in your ministry so far? How would you expect to go about that in St. Andrews? All right. So my church in Canada was mostly older people. I mean, and here in the US, it's not different. I mean, if you know anything about Florida, that's the state that most people come when they retire. So most of the people that you get here, they are retired people. And as I mentioned to you before, today was All Saints. And at the Presbyterian Church, I said the name of 10 people who passed away this year. And in the Lutheran Church, I think it was close to 10 or maybe 11. I can't remember now. The thing is, just before I start recording this, I have 3 more people in the hospital that I visited today, and it's not looking good either. So this is to say that growth has not happened to me yet. I don't know what is to be a pastor of a growing church. I mean, in Canada, when I got there, we were about 15 or 20 on a Sunday, and when I left, we were about 30, 35, which is not a huge growth, but for rural Canada, it was quite significant. Now here in the US, no, there's a lot of, people are not moving to Florida anymore. I think it's a financial thing. People don't have money to buy houses here because the real estate market is just impossible, besides hurricane and all the other things too. Also, a lot of my congregants, they're moving back north because they want to be near the children and the grandchildren, and they're getting to that age now that they cannot care for themselves anymore. It's good to have family nearby. And as I said before, I do a lot more funerals than I wish. So I don't know what's to be part of a growing church. I do my best. We talk about mission. There's There's a Hispanic mission outpost in a rural part here in Florida, and we help them the best what we can. But I'm sorry, I'm sorry I don't have anything exciting to tell you. But what I can tell you is, as I said before, St. Andrews to me is not going to be a church where I am the minister. To me, the way I approach this every time is that is a mission outpost. And if you are willing to welcome more people, if we can be of any help of new arrivals, let's say, and somehow help these people that's coming to St. Andrews to grow in Christ Jesus, that would be awesome. You know, that's mission right there. That's mission. So I know. It's I wish I would have something better to tell you. I do everything I can. I put more time than I should in my messages. With the help of an event committee that we have here, and my music director too. She's excellent. If you go to the First Presbyterian Church website and you start to read our newsletters, we call e-grants, by the way, you will see there that we do a lot of activities. I do everything I can to bring the people. We have a food pantry. We feed our neighbors, but those things they don't bring people to church, unfortunately. I know there are ways for us to bring people to church, but you have to compromise the gospel a little bit. You have to say things like, we are the best church. Only people in our church will get saved. Things like that. Or paint the church walls black and put some awesome worship music. But that's not something I feel I'm called to do. I'm a Reformed minister. If I like that, if I like the black wall church, I would be, I don't know, maybe a non-denominational, which by the way, I think it's a silly name. But I do everything I can. We watch movies together. We do potlucks together. We do Bible studies. We do book studies. But I have not experienced growth so far. So I know you want your church to grow and you're looking for someone that can grow your church. But I don't know. I have not experienced that. I'm being a minister for only 4.5 years now. So I'm not being a minister for that long. I'm hoping to figure that out, and maybe I can figure it out with your help. But so far, that has not happened for me, at least. I'm excited though to make it happen. Please feel free to mention any other points you would like to raise, something important or surprising about you that people wouldn't expect. Nothing surprise about me. I'm just a regular guy living a regular life. I have a wonderful wife that keeps me in my toes. I think you have enough about me. If you want to set up an interview so we can discuss more things, or you can ask some questions to me, let's do that. But I think right now we have enough time for a video here. And so thank you once again. It's exciting, and I hope you consider me for a further interview. God bless you, and have a wonderful week. All right? Bye-bye. God bless you.